Hey everyone, welcome to Podcast by MrB. I'm Mr. B, and I've got Anna here with me. Anna, I have to confess something embarrassing. Yesterday, I ate an entire pizza by myself at midnight while watching TV, even though I promised myself I'd eat healthy this week.
Mr. B, that's nothing. Last week, I set my alarm for 6 a.m. to go jogging. You know what I did? I hit snooze 7 times and ended up sleeping until noon. And stick around because at the end of this episode, I'm going to reveal the one weird trick that actually helped me become more disciplined, and it involves chocolate.
Chocolate? Okay, now everyone has to stay until the end. But seriously, Anna, we clearly need to talk about discipline today, don't we?
We really do. And the good news is we're not alone. Pretty much everyone struggles with discipline. So today we're going to laugh at ourselves, share some funny failures, and actually learn how to be more disciplined in English.
Perfect. And I promise this won't be boring. We're going to keep it real, keep it funny, and keep it practical. So, Anna, let's start with the basics. What exactly is discipline?
Okay, so discipline is the ability to control your behavior and make yourself do things you should do even when you don't feel like it. It's like discipline is that voice in your head that says, "Put down the pizza, Mr. B."
Yeah, I definitely didn't hear that voice last night. So discipline is basically self-control, right?
Exactly. Self-control means the same thing. It's controlling yourself and your actions. And here's the key phrase: even when you don't feel like it. That's what makes discipline hard.
So true. I mean, it's easy to go to the gym when you feel motivated and energetic, but discipline is going to the gym even when you're tired and just want to watch Netflix.
Perfect example. And let's be honest, most of the time we don't feel like doing the things we should do. Exercise? Boring. Studying? Ugh. Eating vegetables? No thanks. Our brains naturally prefer the easy, comfortable option.
Yes, our brains are basically lazy. They want instant gratification. That's a good phrase. Instant gratification. It means getting pleasure or satisfaction immediately, right now.
Right, like eating that pizza gives you instant gratification, but going to the gym, that's delayed gratification. You have to wait for the results, and our brains hate waiting.
That's so true. Okay, so let's talk about why people struggle with discipline. Anna, what's the biggest reason?
I think it's because we set unrealistic goals. Like someone might say, starting tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., run 10 kilometers, eat only salads, and become fluent in 3 languages.
And then by day 2, they're back to sleeping until noon and eating pizza at midnight. I feel personally attacked right now.
We've all been there, Mr. B. The problem is unrealistic goals, goals that are too big or too difficult to achieve. They sound great, but they're not practical.
Right. So what's the solution? Setting realistic goals?
Exactly. Realistic goals are goals that are actually achievable. Instead of, "I'll exercise for 2 hours every day," start with, "I'll exercise for 20 minutes 3 times a week." Much more doable.
That makes sense. Baby steps, right? Speaking of which, that's a good idiom, baby steps. It means making small, gradual progress instead of trying to do everything at once.
I love that idiom, and it's so important for discipline. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. Just take baby steps, and those small changes add up over time.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about some practical tips. What's the first step to becoming more disciplined?
First, you need to identify your weak points. These are the areas where you struggle the most. For me, it's definitely morning routines. I'm terrible at waking up early.
We established that. You hit snooze 7 times. My weak point is definitely food. I have zero self-control around pizza, chocolate, and basically anything delicious.
Same, Mr. B, same. Okay, so once you identify your weak points, you need to understand your triggers. Triggers are things that cause you to lose discipline.
Ooh, good vocabulary. So what's an example of a trigger?
Well, for me, being tired is a trigger. When I'm exhausted, I have no willpower. I'll eat junk food, skip exercise, and just collapse on the couch.
That's so relatable. My trigger is stress. When I'm stressed, I eat. Like I'll open the fridge every 5 minutes even when I'm not hungry.
That's called stress eating or emotional eating. You're eating because of your feelings, not because you're actually hungry.
Guilty as charged. Okay, so we've identified our weak points and triggers. Now what?
Now you need to create what I call defense strategies. These are plans you make in advance when temptation strikes.
I like that. So what are some good defense strategies?
Okay, here's one. Remove the temptation. If you're trying to eat healthy, don't keep junk food in your house. Can't eat what you don't have.
That's brilliant. So simple, but so effective. What else?
Another one is make it harder to do the bad thing and easier to do the good thing. For example, if you want to exercise in the morning, put your workout clothes next to your bed the night before. Make it easy.
Ooh, I like that. And maybe put your phone far away from your bed so you have to actually get up to turn off the alarm?
Exactly. You're getting it. That's called changing your environment. You set up your surroundings to support your goals.
Nice. What about accountability? I've heard that helps with discipline.
Oh yes, accountability means being responsible to someone else. When you tell someone about your goals, you're more likely to follow through because you don't want to disappoint them.
Right. So you might tell a friend, I'm going to the gym 3 times this week, and then they'll ask you, did you go to the gym? And you feel pressure to actually do it.
Exactly. You can also get an accountability partner, someone who has similar goals and you check in with each other regularly.
That's great. Like you text each other every morning, like, did you work out today? Did you eat healthy? It's like having a discipline buddy.
Yes, I love the term discipline buddy. We should trademark that.
Okay, so here's something I struggle with. I start strong, but then I lose motivation after a few days. How do you stay consistent?
Consistency. That's the magic word. Being consistent means doing something regularly, not just once in a while. And the secret is habit formation.
Habit formation. Tell me more.
Okay, so a habit is something you do automatically without thinking, like brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to do it, you just do it because it's a habit.
Right. So the goal is to turn good behaviors into habits so you don't need willpower anymore.
Exactly. And here's the thing, habits take time to form. There's this myth that it takes 21 days, but research shows it actually takes an average of 66 days for a behavior to become automatic.
Wow, 66 days. That's over 2 months. So you need patience and consistency.
Right, and here's a useful tip, habit stacking. This means attaching a new habit to an existing habit. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll do 10 push-ups.
Oh, that's clever. You're using an existing habit as a trigger for the new habit.
Exactly. It's much easier than trying to create a completely new routine from scratch.
I love these practical tips. Okay, what about when you fail? Because let's be real, everyone fails sometimes. I failed just last night with the pizza incident.
Yes, let's talk about failure. First of all, slipping up or falling off the wagon is totally normal. These phrases mean you made a mistake or broke your discipline temporarily.
Okay, so it's normal to mess up, but how do you bounce back?
The key is don't let one mistake become a pattern. Just because you ate pizza at midnight doesn't mean you should give up completely and eat pizza every night for the rest of the week.
Right. One bad day doesn't erase all your previous good days.
Exactly. We say get back on track, which means returning to your disciplined behavior after a mistake. Just start again the next day.
That's good advice. Don't beat yourself up. Just move forward.
Yes, and another important phrase is progress, not perfection. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to make progress, even if it's slow.
I love that. Progress, not perfection. That takes so much pressure off. Okay, Anna, tell us about rewards. Should we reward ourselves for being disciplined?
Absolutely. Positive reinforcement is super important. That means rewarding yourself when you do something good, which makes you more likely to do it again.
So if I go to the gym 3 times this week, I can reward myself with pizza?
Oh, well, maybe pick a reward that doesn't undo your progress. Maybe a movie, or new workout clothes, or time doing something you enjoy.
Fair point. So rewards should support your goals, not sabotage them.
Exactly. Sabotage means to deliberately destroy or damage something. Don't sabotage yourself.
Good vocabulary. Okay, what about motivation? How do you stay motivated when discipline gets hard?
Great question. First, remember your why. Why do you want to be disciplined? What's your ultimate goal? Maybe it's to be healthier, or more productive, or to achieve a big dream.
Right. Having a strong reason helps you push through the difficult moments.
Exactly. And here's another tip. Visualize success. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goal. Imagine how good you'll feel.
Ooh, I like that. So you're using your imagination to motivate yourself.
Yes, and also track your progress. Keep a journal or use an app to record what you do each day. Seeing your progress is very motivating.
That makes sense. You can look back and say, wow, I've been consistent for 3 weeks. That feels good.
Exactly. And when you feel like quitting, you can see how far you've come, and that motivates you to keep going.
Brilliant. Okay, I have to ask, what about the chocolate trick? You said at the beginning that chocolate helped you become more disciplined.
Yes. Okay, so here's my weird trick. I love chocolate, right? So I told myself I can have 1 piece of chocolate every day, but only after I complete my most important task of the day.
Oh, so you're using chocolate as a reward and as motivation.
Exactly. And here's what's funny. Some days I would work so hard just to earn that chocolate. And eventually I didn't even need the chocolate anymore because the habit was formed.
That's genius. You tricked your brain.
I did. And the best part is 1 piece of chocolate isn't unhealthy. So I got to enjoy something I love while building discipline. Win-win.
I love this. Okay, everyone, let me try this with pizza. I can have 1 slice of pizza, but only after I exercise for 30 minutes.
Now you're getting it. See, discipline doesn't have to be about deprivation. It's about smart strategies.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about one more thing. Discipline in daily routines. Anna, what's your morning routine like now?
Well, remember I told you I used to hit snooze 7 times? Now I actually wake up at 6:30 a.m. most days.
What? How did you manage that?
Okay, so I use something called a morning routine. A routine is a regular way of doing things. Every morning, I do the same things in the same order.
Like what?
I wake up, drink a glass of water immediately, do 5 minutes of stretching, take a shower, and have breakfast every single day.
And this helps with discipline?
It's a game changer because I don't have to think about what to do. I just follow my routine. It removes the need for willpower.
That's so smart. You're basically putting your discipline on autopilot.
Exactly. And here's another tip. Prepare the night before. I lay out my clothes, prepare my breakfast ingredients, everything. So in the morning, I just follow the steps.
I need to start doing this. My mornings are chaotic.
Try it, Mr. B. Start small. Just pick 3 things you'll do every morning in the same order. That's it.
Okay, I'm going to try drink water, make coffee, do 10 push-ups. That's my new morning routine.
Perfect. And remember, consistency is key. Do it every single day, even weekends, until it becomes automatic.
Got it. Okay, everyone, we've covered so much today. Let's do a quick recap. We talked about what discipline is, why it's hard, and how to build it.
We learned about realistic goals, baby steps, identifying triggers, and creating defense strategies.
We discussed habits, consistency, accountability, and not giving up when you slip up.
We shared practical tips like habit stacking, removing temptation, tracking progress, and using rewards.
Plus Anna's chocolate trick, which is genius.
Thank you. And remember, everyone, becoming disciplined is a journey. You won't be perfect from day one, and that's okay.
Right. Just focus on progress, not perfection. Take baby steps. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small wins.
Exactly. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, you're building that discipline muscle. It gets easier with practice.
Love it. All right, everyone, that's our episode for today. But before we go, we need your help.
Yes, if you enjoyed this episode and learned something useful, please smash that like button. It really helps us out.
And we want to hear from you. In the comments, tell us what's one area of your life where you want to be more disciplined, and what's one tip from today's episode that you're going to try.
Yes, share with us. We read every single comment and we love hearing your stories.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We create new episodes every week to help you improve your English while learning valuable life skills.
Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
Thank you so much for listening today. Remember, you can become more disciplined. It just takes time, patience, and the right strategies.
You've got this. Start small, stay consistent, and don't give up on yourself.
From both of us, good luck on your discipline journey. Now, go do that thing you've been putting off.
Yes, take action. See you next time, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.